I mean, I think the technology and the digitalization of the retail space has been happening for years, and that has been driving e-commerce to see faster growth rates for the last few years. But I do think there also is a specific story this year, which is around tariffs, and the need to have even greater price discovery. For consumers that are facing varied prices, depending on that sensitivity to tariffs, they're going to want to be able to get the best deal that's out there and find that value, and you can do a lot more of that online.
So how is the consumer here? We had some retail sales that look pretty darn solid. So how do you view the consumer these days?
I mean, I think the data is speaking really loudly right now, which is that consumers are still engaged in spending. You see it, as you just noted, in the Census Bureau retail sales reports the last few months, showing some real healthy spend trends. And we see it in our own insights as well with our spending pulse data that showed acceleration throughout the summer. So yes, consumers are making choices in how they're using their purchasing power. And I think a lot of that has to do with where, again, they find the most value. They're trying to navigate the tariff environment to the best of their ability. And the sales numbers that we're looking at are, of course, nominal sales. And we are starting to see a little bit higher goods inflation than certainly we saw this time last year.
I mean, you break it down in your special Mastercard report with smiling people on the cover because they're happy they start shopping in September. Artificial Christmas trees, the tariff is 27%. You're like the budget lab at Yale. I mean, what is the calculation of tariff impact right now?
Absolutely. So we looked at just the data that the Census Bureau reports in terms of the tariff rate by really granular category, because that's what we like to do. We like to go really deep in terms of understanding consumer spending by different categories. And certainly you are seeing some, like artificial trees, stood out as one where tariffs are significantly higher than this time last year. So consumers have to make decisions. If they do indeed see some of those tariff increases passed on to them, and that's a question of if, because retailers are also trying to navigate this, then they'll have to decide if they want to allocate more of their dollars to getting that Christmas tree or do something different. So there's going to be a certain amount of substitution when and where it's possible to do that based off of where tariffs are kicking in and showing up in the data.
So your forecast, how do you think the holiday season will shape up? How do you think spending will be this holiday season?
So Tom gave the breakdown between e-commerce and in-store, but to give the overall numbers, we're looking for 3.6% retail sales ex autos, which is measured
That's pretty good.
From, it's November 1st to December 24th, knowing that, of course, the holiday season starts even earlier. We think it's kicking off now, but just for consistency.
It's a disgrace. It should start the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It used to. Things have changed. That's still a big day, of course. Black Friday period is super important, and we'll be monitoring it really closely to understand the trends for the season.